Yo, this is Hobby Shop. I'm Phillip. I'm here with Don, and today we're talking about canceled TV shows. And what we mean by that is any shows that were cut before their time. We're not talking about shows that actually got a last episode. We're talking about shows that got cut without even the time to make an ending episode. But before we get to that, I want to kind of do some spring cleaning from some of the stuff that we've missed over Christmas. So one thing would be, have you ever heard of this guy named? And I might be mispronouncing his name, but
as long as you get it close.
Chris Chain?
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay, so Chris Chain, I did not know who he was until this morning. Apparently, this is a guy who makes a webcomic called Sonic Chew. It's like this weird mix between Sonic and Pikachu. And the art, the art style is horrendous. It looks like a 4-year-old drew it. Apparently this guy
you shouldn't make fun of people when you can't draw. It's quite insulting. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm just saying what most people would probably say. You shouldn't judge people when you can't draw.
Well, I would say those little fuckers is I can draw. Anyway, this guy became infamous because of his work. From what I found on Google and stuff like that.
Well, when you read it or whatever, was it funny or was it just like cringeworthy? Bad?
It was cringeworthy and really felt like something that was coming from a madman.
Like written wise, also.
Yep. Think of the worst of fan fiction.
Oh God.
Think the worst of Mary Sue characters and just.
Okay, I was expecting like something like at least like South Park where it's so bad that it's at least funny.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It's just terrible. But the reason why the guy became infamous was how he handled being trolled. Meaning he didn't handle it very well, and he drew pornographic image drawings to protest. And I'm talking about with Sonic characters. Anyway, the reason why I bring this guy up is apparently he has been arrested. He was arrested for macing a GameStop employee after vandalizing a Sonic Boom display. And you want to know why he vandalized the Sonic Boom display? I went on his website, by the way, and this is where I get this. He did it because Sonic's arms are the wrong color. This is a crazy person.
I think that's putting it lightly. This is someone that's a psycho, a sociopath.
Yeah. But
it's very bad social disorder.
Well, GameStop pressed charges on him, and it seems like he might be going to prison. Or I don't know.
I don't think prison.
But yeah, I'm just saying they're pressing charges on
him.
Yeah. It's just like.
And remember, kids, follow your dreams. You can grow up to be just like him.
I was not aware of this guy, honestly, until this morning. And I looked it up, and he just comes off as like one of these really creepy guys you can find on the internet. Like a lot of the pictures on Google, he like has long hair, he's overweight, and he's wearing like My Little Pony sunglasses and stuff. And I don't know, the guy just looks like somebody who really looks
and that's the thing, I feel pretty bad for making fun of someone like that because they have a mental disorder.
I'm not sure if he does or not. If you look for the stuff he writes, stuff he draws,
you would think.
You might think. I'm not sure though. I don't know.
I don't think any sane person would do something. I don't know. I'm lost on words because I can't see a sane person who's aware of his actions. Because I mean, I know I would do stupid shit too, but I'm aware of that. I'd be like, okay, yeah.
But you wouldn't do just stupid shit like this.
No, that's.
I mean,
that's saying there has to be.
I mean, I went on his website. I think it was a website. I could be wrong, but it basically was stuff from him blogging and stuff like that. And I don't know, just to hear him talk about that they need to change Sonic's arms and fix it and make it better looking, and the fact that this guy would go this far just for something as trivial as this. Makes you think the guy might have problems.
Did it, when you were watching it, did it sound like...
There was nothing being watched.
Oh. It was just like typing...
It was just text. That's all it was.
Did it sound like very aggressive or highly abnormal?
Well, kind of aggressive. I'm just saying that because there are a lot of capitalized words and a lot of exclamation marks. But anyway, there's a video on YouTube of the guy doing this. You know, mating the employee.
That's where I have to say that I don't think a sane person.
To keep in mind, he was banned from GameStop.
I would figure, but I mean,
before this happened, he was already banned.
Wow. Yeah, this is a case of crazy, and I mean, I'm pretty fucking crazy, but I ain't that fucking crazy. I mean, that's like.
How are you crazy? You sleep until 1 p.m. and that's not
because you don't know the real me. You don't know what's under the mask.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
Anyway,
but
moving on from this though, this is something kind of cool. Apparently, these scientists made a supercomputer out of, I think, something like 200 PlayStation 3s. They took just a shit ton of PlayStation 3s and made a supercomputer out of them to study black holes. I don't know. To me, that's kind of awesome.
Well, yeah, it's awesome, but it's just kind of like, could you use something else?
Apparently, this was cheaper. Apparently, this was cheaper to do. We're talking like, I think we're talking like NASA. So, I could be wrong. It could not be NASA. It could just be a
small group of people, probably.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's really awesome. It's just, you look at your console and you're just like, I don't see a supercomputer out of that.
Apparently the early model ones, they had a program within it that just basically allowed it to be used for anything.
I guess like one of the people was probably like, I have an extra PlayStation, let's dissect it.
Yeah, they've been doing this for years. They started doing this around...
Well, I'm trying to think, like, the train of thought that started, just like playing and you're just like, I'm tired of my PlayStation. You look at it and you just go, I'll build a supercomputer out of that.
Hey, some people are smart that way. One other thing. Remember that movie, The Interview?
I try not to remember.
Why?
It wasn't that good.
Oh, you seen it? Okay. That was my next thing, was that they got to...
I mean, kudos for getting it out. For getting it out, but...
It wasn't that impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not seen it.
It's a mediocre...
Is it on Netflix?
I watched it... No, it's not on Netflix. I know YouTube was making you pay to see it, and I just found a free place to watch it.
Oh, okay.
So, but other than that, it's nothing special. It's just, your mediocre comedy movie.
Okay.
A few chuckles here and there. It's a bit of a letdown for how hyped it is, but I was expecting that already.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of it got hyped up because it's like, because people are like, how would this movie piss off Korea so much?
But you know what the worst part is if we actually did go to war for that shitty movie. That would have been a big disappointment.
I guess a few other things would be like, I don't know. I for some reason feel compelled to tell people that I finally got a PlayStation 4.
Kudos.
Now I can kind of try to review some PS4 games. I don't know if those will become videos or if I'll review them here.
Well, lucky you can get a hold of Last of Us, the remastered.
Yeah. We'll probably do a review of that. Like, we'll probably, if I get it, we'll probably both play it. But yeah, so far the only games, I don't count the wrestling game. But the first game I got was Watch Dogs.
Now, were you actually able to play it? Because I heard a lot of people not being able to play it.
Oh, yeah, I was able to play it perfectly.
Okay, so it sounds like they patched all that stuff up.
It's a really fun game. I haven't gotten very far in it, though. It's a whole lot of fun. I know a lot of people were complaining about the graphics. Graphics look just fine to me. I don't see any problem with it.
I can play with Play-Doh. That's literally the graphics I had to play with.
Well, here's the thing. Really, to get the most out of the graphics, and I always, if anybody listening to this is a, graphics fanatic, just get the PC version of it. That way you can mess with the graphics settings and stuff like that. Playing that game, I have my PS4 set up to 1080p. My TV is set up for 1080p, so I was getting probably the maximum resolution I was going to get out of it, or whatever you would call it. I
play with low resolution. It's beautiful as is. I have low standards.
The game looks great, especially at night in the rain. It looks really good. The reflection of all the reflections and stuff like that.
That shit would kill my computer.
So far from what I've seen, Grand Theft Auto 5 looks fucking great, especially when it comes to like.
Oh gee, just rub it all on my face. Yeah, I get it. It's beautiful. I can't see this stuff.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. I'm going by with Grand Theft Auto. I'm going by just on YouTube. I don't own Grand Theft Auto on PS4. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I like the fact that it updates when the system's off, so I don't have to sit through updating it. Just, I don't want to just turn on a game and have to sit there and wait so I can play it. One thing I did discover is that thing sucks disk right up. You put it next to the drive, I guarantee you that thing take a finger. If your finger's like still stuck in the hole and it takes it, it just kind of.
Oh, I was expecting it just to be like with the PS2 where it just has a little port and you put it in.
What do you mean that? Oh no. It's basically like a computer where it doesn't have trays. It just you stick it in and it just sucks it in. It does it very well. It's quick. Take a finger. Anyway, moving on to our topic.
I still want to address the fact that I'm fixing up that ugly picture from the last episode. I don't mean by fixing, I'm redoing it.
Okay.
Because, yeah, you should have seen the line art. It looks great. I was so happy for it.
What are you talking about? The one on the Christmas episode?
Yeah.
Actually, I thought it was really nice.
Yeah, it looked so great as line art, and then I started coloring, and it looks like poop.
I thought it looked just fine. I didn't have any problem.
And I've also learned a lesson: don't draw text. Just use sample text that you can just grab off Photoshop and edit it that way. Yeah.
I figured that thing was just for the Christmas episode.
It is. It's pretty much.
Okay. Well, getting to canceled shows. Shows that got cut before their time. I think the show a lot of people think of, and talking to people online, I've been watching a lot of Firefly lately on Netflix, and been talking to a lot of the community and all that.
No, does it hold up to the standards what people say it is?
Oh yeah. It's really damn good.
Okay. So I've been meaning to watch it, and I haven't gotten around to it.
I'm just gonna say, if you're not into the setting, space western, the whole mixture of sci-fi with old west.
So basically,
Chinese.
like Cowboy Bebop. I'm not Cowboy. Trigun.
A little bit. A little bit of Bebop. A little bit. Outlaw Stars. The example is the thing everybody points to it being like, to the point that.
Oh, then it should just be a click-in for me. It should.
Okay. A lot of people say it's a rip that Joss Whedon ripped off Outlaw Star because of the girl in the box, the character Mel and all that.
But things I want to address with this is I'm sick and tired of hearing people say that. Of thing where they're like, oh, it's ripped off. Okay, it might have slightly, but I want to say it's more inspired by. You can see where it's inspired by.
Joss Whedon said in no way did they rip off Outlaw Star. Even if they did, I don't care if the show's still good. And it really deserved to go further than 14 episodes.
Yeah, but what's sad is there are probably people out there who's like, I can't watch this because they ripped off their show.
Yeah, there are probably going to be those kind of people. But nonetheless, it is a great show with great characters. I love the pilot and his wife. I think her name's Zoe. Just their dynamic is great. The pilot's hilarious.
Was there any information released as to why it was canceled?
They said low ratings, which is horseshit. I looked back at the ratings. I went back and looked at the ratings. They were doing gangbusters.
I think it's because Fox. Well, it was on Fox, right?
Yes, it was Fox.
I think Fox has a small niche of people that rate it, and they go into their opinion more than they go into
the actual ratings of the show. But
I'm pretty sure.
The ratings of the show were great. It was doing gangbusters.
Why hasn't any other channel picked it up? Or Netflix made it an exclusive? My God, I'd bring
Joe
people
Sweet
in.
is probably not really interested. They did finish up. They did give it a ending in the movie Serenity, which is also the name of the ship from the show. So it did get an ending. It just didn't get a ending to the show. It just got an ending through the movie. Nonetheless, it still sucked that this show didn't get one season, and I think this is just a shame that it only had one season. That it really should have had more. I've not finished watching the show yet, but I can tell you, it's really damn good. All the characters are likable. It just has this great, fantastical, just theme to it.
I mean, it just goes to really show how much the channels dictate.
Yeah, and keep in mind, are you familiar with Joss Whedon?
No.
He directed, he's the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and not the movie, not the shitty movie, the show. And he directed The Avengers. And I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I like Avengers. So apparently,
so he's got a good record.
Yeah,
he's got a good record.
It's a great show. I can't put it in any other words. It's just, if you haven't seen it, watch it. I can't believe it took me this long to watch this show. Like I said, I'd never heard of it until a few years ago. Although I do think it's annoying that the fans are referred to as brown coats. Brown coats. Why does every fandom have to have a name?
It's the category.
Bronies.
It's the categories.
Whatever the hell anime fans are called.
I don't know, usually people associate anime fans as otakus or weeaboos.
Okay, that was the word, otaku. But yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like, why label?
Well, I think the way I've heard people use otaku is more of a positive way. Like, weeaboo is used as an insult.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah. But, I hear, like, Americans say it to other Americans who are anime fans.
Really?
Didn't you tell me that weeaboo is like what the Japanese call American anime fans?
Well, it's the insult to people who are they don't bother to understand their culture.
They just
go over there because I watched one anime. I know what Japanese people are.
Yeah.
Public country. I don't care. I'm gonna come over and fuck everything up and show that Americans are stupid.
Yeah, basic. And it's usually the people who try to learn Japanese and all that. And
I learned Japanese through Rosetta Stone. Oh.
I don't even get that reference, but okay. But anyway, this show really should have gotten a second ending, and it sucks that it didn't. A second season, I mean. Or just, just an ending.
Well, I also think Breaking Bad did get canceled too, but it was able to come back.
Yeah, it got its last episode.
And I mean, even South Park got canceled and it came back. But it's so rare for shows that get canceled to come back.
I mean, but you look at this. Look at Family Guy and Futurama. Both shows got canceled by Fox, got picked up by Cartoon Network for additional episodes, and Fox picked up Family Guy again. Then Comedy Central picked up Futurama. Futurama got to finish its run with one hell of a great episode to end on. And that was until they did the Simpsons Futurama crossover, which was, I rather not acknowledge that. It's the last thing Futurama ever does. It was not very good. It was more of a Bender-Homer crossover more than anything. Which, we kind of already had that. You know, just one gag in one episode.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Firefly. Great show. Wish it had an official ending to the series. But at least fans get closure with the movie. Not all shows can say that. And I find it astounding that a show that only has 14 episodes that got canceled got a movie. But keep in mind, it was directed by Joel Sweden.
I think enough people probably threatened Fox to them to be like, okay, fine. Or whoever. I don't know. Who budgeted the movie?
I have no idea.
Someone had a budget. But I know enough people
I'm pretty
complained.
sure it was Fox. But,
I'm pretty sure enough people complained everywhere.
But, well, hey, if they complained loud enough, they would have gotten it back, and they didn't. Either Fox just does not listen, because, come on.
I'm pretty sure they don't listen. I'm pretty sure.
It's Fox. I mean, it's not like Cartoon Network where they actually acknowledge their viewers and actually respect their viewers.
I mean, you would think so, because that would just hurt your reputation so much.
I mean, think of all the things Cartoon Network has done for the viewers. They brought Toonami back, which that was just amazing to think that Toonami got brought back.
Just needs better hours.
Better hours, and I kind of wish it was. I kind of wish it was on. I wish it was a part of Cartoon Network where it was on, like, you know, weekday afternoons or Saturday or
like
Saturday
schedule.
evenings. Like the old schedule, yeah. So younger people could get into anime, but I get it. It was brought back because of the fans who grew up with it, who are now adults.
Yeah, it makes you kind of question, like, how the fuck does it really keep up with the internet? Because it has bad hours, it comes up really late at night, and...
No, it comes on at 11, so it's not that late. If you really want to watch it...
Well, I mean, for younger kids, that's pretty late.
For younger kids, but it's on Adult Swim, so it's not made for younger kids.
You know kids watch that.
Yeah, I know. I watched it when Adult Swim first came on. That was back when it was for, like, 18 and up, and before they made it 14 and up. In fact, they made it 18 and up again, but I can't remember. But let's see, what other shows should have had an ending? I think both of us are thinking the same show.
Well, the one that I'm more pissed about is Samurai Jack.
Yep. Got reduced to a janitor.
Thank you, Cartoon Fridays, for that little special skit.
It didn't bother me as much as it totally bothered you, but it was kind of a slap in the face. But
honestly, I tried looking into it as to why it was canceled. And you did hear it's getting a movie, supposedly.
Okay, I've been hearing that for years. I've
been
hearing that
know.
for almost a decade now.
I know. But you want to believe.
I mean, when I heard, although I did get excited when I heard Genny Tartakovsky was working on a film. Too bad it happened to be Hotel Transylvania. Which, before you say anything, actually not that bad of a movie. Even though it has Adam Sandler in it, it's not as bad as both Adam Sandler. Hey, there's worse animated Adam Sandler movies. And I'm embarrassed to own it. Right there.
Say technical foul.
I don't even remember how I wound up with it on VHS. God, that crazy night sucked. But anyway, Hotel Transylvania is actually not that bad. Although the auto-tune song at the end, ignore that.
Oh, back on to the topic.
But anyway, when I heard that Genny Tartakovsky was working on a film, I probably horribly butchered his name, but I thought it was Samurai. I thought, oh, cool, maybe it's a Samurai Jack movie. I actually did get excited for a second, and I was like, no, it's not. the internet would have exploded if it was.
Yeah, I think from what I heard, the reason the show got canceled in the first place was apparently because of budget, because it was apparently really expensive.
I don't see how. It was,
the background. You really should look at the background. Like, I went up, look up, because if I'm not studying my words right now.
I keep thinking that because it's a very simplistic art style, that I don't take the animation into account. The animation costs a lot of money.
Even if it's still cheap, it's still expensive.
Well, I'm just saying though, the animation was always top notch in Samurai Jack, and to keep that going for a while, it's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, but if you looked at
I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Symbiotic Titan was canceled. But anyway, continue.
But yeah, I forgot who the artist was for the background. What you really need to look up, just look up Samurai Jack backgrounds to see how detailed they are, and you could really see how much time was really put into that for its beauty. It's really taken for granted, but it's stunning for a cartoon.
Somebody asked me on Twitter if we're going to do a Samurai Jack episode. I'm thinking about saving it for a Cartoon Network special.
I think we'd end up talking people's ear off. Probably.
Yeah,
just being like, and now shut up.
Hey, at least we'll be able to fill an entire episode.
I think a little more than that.
But yeah, we're going to do a Cartoon Network month, and I think we're going to dedicate an episode to Samurai Jack. Another one will be Courage, and I think two others will probably be like Dexter and.
My God, I think those will probably hit up to like 2 hours.
What?
I think those will probably hit up to like 2 hours.
We'll try to keep it down, but anyway. Another show that was canceled before its time, like I mentioned, was Symbiotic Titan.
And that was for a stupid reason.
Yeah, it was for toys. It's because they said, we can't make toys, or we can't market toys for this. How can you not market toys for this? The giant robot. Come on, giant robot.
Well, look what happened to Mega. Well, look what happened to Mega XLR.
Yeah, but I think that was for a different reason. I don't know what the reason was for that. Did that ever get a last episode?
I think it got canceled.
Yeah, there's another one that didn't get That's another one that didn't get a last episode. And it just stopped.
It was good.
Yeah. Okay, well, that'll be next. But Symbiotic Titan. This was such a good show, which I really, really wish that they would not have canceled it. Because I think there's so much you could have done with this show. And it's another show that really deserved the second chance. And instead you slotted away like at 4 o'clock in the morning on Toonami.
Those are butcher hours.
Yeah.
That's like the bell tone.
Even the hardcore Toonami people are not going to stay up to 4 a.m.
That's like the bells, for who the bell tones for shows when at that time. If they're getting kicked off.
4, 5, 6, those are the worst hours for television. That's why for most TV shows, they don't have anything on after 2. It's all paid programming at that point.
Hey, you have Billy Mays.
It's all like ShamWow shit.
Oh, actually, you had Billy Mays. You no longer do.
No.
Yeah, they took his stuff off.
Anyway. Usually, you want to know what usually they would throw on at 4 a.m.? Just old Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yeah?
They used to throw them on. That's when you would have, like, Space Ghost on. And I don't mean Coast to Coast. I mean the old Space Ghost.
And Harvey Birdman.
It was just Birdman, but
yeah, Birdman, whatever.
But anyways, all those old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There was one. Oh God, what was that one with the guy with the laser sword and had like this? One of his friends was like this kind of wolf-looking thing. A cartoon from like the late 70s, I must say. It was like He-Man, but not He-Man. It was in the future. It was stupid.
I'm trying to understand what you're talking about, but
Okay, there
It
was.
isn't even ringing a bell.
It was like this kind of sci-fi barbarian cartoon.
How do you mix those two together?
I don't know. Wait, they did. They have done it before. It's called Your Hunter for the Future, where you will see a man pick up a petrified giant bat carcass and fly with it like a hang glider and kick a purple caveman. He's in the air. He delivers a missile drop kick to a purple caveman.
I'm sorry. Some shows I don't understand.
Well, that one doesn't show. That was a movie.
Okay, now I really don't understand.
That was like from the early mid '80s. But anyway, Your Hunter from the Future is a movie. What I'm thinking of is a cartoon from the '70s. Thanks, it could have been early '80s.
But I think we should get back on
But
the
anyway,
shows.
the point is, they would show shit like Wacky Races and Scooby-Doo and shit like that. But yeah, Symbiotic Titans just got the shaft. I don't know how else to put it.
I don't know. It's just I don't know why Cartoon Network really does that to new shows.
It's just I don't think obviously it's not the creators. It's the higher ups. It's the it's bigwigs who say, oh, you can't make money off this. And for some reason, I just imagine Ted Turner looking at this and like, what the hell is this shit? But then again, Ted Turner's probably old and confused.
But yeah, you see all these other shitty cartoons like Camp Lazlo.
Did that even last?
Actually, it apparently did last for a while because I remember seeing it, and it
had a movie.
Yeah, and it had reasonable hours.
Didn't My Gym Partner's a Monkey have a movie?
No, I don't remember the show.
I swore it had a movie.
No, I don't remember a movie.
Mucha Lucha had a movie, I know that. Okay, wait, was that while it was on Cartoon Network? I can't remember, but anyway.
I don't know.
There was so many shitty shows got movies, and I was like, where's
the love for the other shows?
Where's Megatech Solar's movie?
I just got fucked. I got so fucked.
At least, there were shows that actually got to last, like Codename Kids Next Door actually got to last.
I thought that had a movie.
Do what? It had a movie, yeah. It was actually not that bad. You have to like the show.
I didn't care much for the show.
It was neat. It was neat. It had some cool moments, like their Christmas episode where they literally have a Christmas elf version of the X-Men. They had like a little Wolverine and his claws were candy canes. Anyway. Yeah, we're Symbiotic Titans movie. But yeah, the reason why was because they couldn't market toys. And that seems like such a stupid bullshit reason.
I think that's an excuse they were leaning on. There had to be something else, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's, as far as I know, that's all that there is about it. Now going on to Megas, going with giant robots, because we dig giant robots. I still want to do that top 10 giant robot list. Anyway, that was a fun show that it got 2 seasons, so you gotta give it credit.
Yeah, it did get 2 seasons, but still.
It just would be nice to see it brought back. But
it's never coming back.
Yeah, the creators at this point is trolling people about it. It's kind of like the creator from Billy and Mandy. He's kind of been poking the fans.
I thought he was, because we did a little podcast with Pan Pizza. I thought he was doing a different show.
He probably is, but
yeah, he said he was trying to
get. But I'm just saying, he's on Twitter. He's kind of been poking the fans a little bit. And he's not being malicious about it. He's just kind of like teasing them and all that. But it really was a show that deserved a proper ending. It was a great show. I mean, you didn't have to do much for a month. And I'm not saying this is one of those shows that really needed it, because it's Megatech Solar. I don't think it really needed it.
It was a comedy action,
It would have been. I'm just saying it would have been nice. It's not like it's not like Symbiotic Titan that really died before it had
a chance.
Yeah.
Didn't even have a chance at all. It was just like, oh look, it's alive and it's dead.
Yeah. At least Samurai Jack got what, 5 seasons?
I think 4.
I'm thinking 5 seasons.
And I mean, was the last episode the Spartan episode?
I don't know. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
The last episode I saw was something about Apu being a woman. He like turned into...
That's season 1.
That's season 1?
Yeah. And they're in the desert. That's season 1.
Are you shit? Oh.
No, I'm not shitting you. That's season 1.
Desert.
Yeah, they're in the desert. Aku turns into a woman, and Jack fights the robots or whatever the fuck. He has to go find a gym for a wish to go back in time.
I don't think that's season 1.
Then 2. It's early. One of the early seasons.
It's not. I swear to God, it's not one of the early.
I'm not a fanatic, so I don't know exactly, and I don't know the episode name, but it's early.
Okay. Anyway, I don't remember what the last episode was. The Spartan episode, though, that was a really good one, and that predates 300. So suck it, Sony. Or wait, never mind. I thought Sony and James did that film, but I could be wrong.
No, you're thinking whatever the fuck his name is.
But anyway, trying to think of some other shows. I'm sure there's plenty of Nickelodeon shows, but I can't. I don't really pay attention to Nickelodeon. I'm trying to think of some other really, really good shows that should have gotten.
Disney's butchered quite a bit of stuff.
Like I said, I just recently watched one episode of Gravity Falls. Okay. Yeah. I might have to watch more, but from the episode I watched was kind of, it might have just been
a dud episode.
A dud episode, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's like the worst part is when you watch a dud episode and
you watch the first episode, you watch an episode of something for the first time and it's a dud. There's some shows that are just like, you don't know what to think of it. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But shows for me that have been canceled and have spoiled my blood are My Name is Earl. I wasn't that big of a fan of that show, but I was a huge fan, and it got canceled on a cliffhanger, which was just, god damn, could you at least pooped out one more fucking episode just to stop the cliffhanger? No, that was it.
Just one episode, that was it.
That's all it needed was one more episode and it would have been fine.
No! Canceled!
Yeah. And I saw a skit that had the actor in it. I don't know if it's on, I think it's on the DVD, but apparently it just ends with him, how it supposedly is supposed to end. I guess he's rich and wealthy and he's just, apparently the whole season is just him telling his story.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did get into original, like from the first season, and I watched it regularly for a while. It was just at some point I got kind of tired of it.
I just fell in love with it because it was just an adorable show. I mean, I'm not a big, huge Karma fan, or a religious fan, but, you can get past that easily.
It's just the idea that, what comes around goes around. It was a good show. I don't know, I just got tired of it after a while. I'm just saying, is it the same people who did Scrubs?
No, we've discussed this before. By Greg Garcia.
And what Scrubs? Who does Scrubs?
I have to look that up. God damn. How do I not know? I should have known. It's always on plastered in front of my face.
I just say that just because of the way the show's framed, maybe it's the same team. Aren't they both NBC shows? Or CBS shows, I mean?
One was a TBS, which was My Name's Earl.
No, it wasn't.
It was?
It moved to TBS.
Okay, it moved to TBS. That's where I saw it, so I thought it was on TBS. So I didn't know where it was originally.
It started on NBC or CBS. I think it might have been on NBC, because it was on Tuesday. It was on Tuesday nights at 7.
Because I'm trying to remember when I first saw Scrubs. I know it was not on Comedy Central.
For me, it was Comedy Central, but it would. I think that was also NBC. It was either NBC or ABC. It might have been ABC.
I know it came on after Sabrina's Witch or whatever the fuck that was called.
Yeah, Sabrina.
Sabrina, yeah, it came on like right after. It came out right after that.
That might.
I'm trying to think of the logo.
I might have been.
It was the colorful logo that looked like a flamingo.
Okay, that's NBC.
Okay, then it was NBC. There we go.
Yeah, because CBS is the eye, for eyewitness.
Yeah. ABC is the black, ugly logo. Or am I thinking something else?
No, it's just a circle with ABC. I haven't watched ABC in long. I have not watched ABC in like a decade. So the logo might have changed, but last time I checked, it was just a circle with like ABC in them.
It was just a ugly logo. It's so simple.
It was a simplistic logo that's been around for decades. I don't know if it's always looked that way, but it was I don't think the logo changed that much. It wasn't like, oh dear God. I think of logos and I think of Sci-Fi's logo. It looks like the label for like a tampon or something. It's leafy. Because poor literacy is confusing. Oh God, it looks so terrible. The old logo, at least it made you think sci-fi because of, the planet with a ring around it. Little Saturn logo.
I'm pretty sure Sci-Fi also has a lot of stuff they canceled too, but
No,
I didn't watch Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi, I have not. The only reason why I ever used to watch Sci-Fi was because Friday Night SmackDown was on it. And I haven't watched Friday Night SmackDown in like 3 years.
Man, we're getting really off topic.
Yeah, but fuck it, it's a podcast. Who cares? As long as we get back to the subject. But it's just because I'm running out of shows that were canceled that I actually was mad that was canceled because there's so many of them I have not seen. Firefly would have been on that list of ones I have not seen until recently. And it's like, the reason's stupid, but it doesn't like make me mad. If I was watching it back in 2002, it would have. Or the advertisements for it though were just ass. It was like it completely got the show wrong and just painting it in just a bad light. Image.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think they even called, I can't remember her name. She's the companion on the show. They straight up called her a hooker. I think. I have not. Those promos are not on YouTube. I just heard about them. It was like terrible, but I think that was one thing that killed it. Fox killed it when it came to like promoting it, its time block. Whenever it seemed to be like in constant flux, because they would say, I don't know, Wednesdays at 8, and then like football be on, or then baseball be on, and then they just kept shifting it around.
So the schedule was just ass.
Yeah, seemed like they just didn't know what to do with it. So that might have led to it being canceled. But keep in mind that despite that, it still had big ratings. Maybe it settled down at some point, but that's just
so someone was just being retarded in Fox. But I mean, it's Fox, so that's probably about almost everyone in there.
Yeah. What is the last Fox show that you liked, if you ever watched it?
Archer.
That's Fox?
Yeah.
It's on FX.
Oh, it's on FX? Wait,
Fox is on. Fox owns FX. Never mind.
So yeah.
So technically, yeah. It would have been anything. It would have been anything for 20th Century Fox. Which should they come up with a new name for it? Because it's not the 20th century anymore.
You just call it asshat.
But anyway.
That's what they're associated with.
Last show I watched.
I'm sad that Colbert will no longer be making fun of them.
And you make fun of Fox News.
Who will make fun of Fox News now? We need a new person to take that place.
What about Jon Stewart?
He works too.
He's still doing the Daily Show. Hey, you could give that one British dude the show. You know
yeah, I know what you're talking about, but he's not that funny.
I thought he's hysterical, but I was just thinking about this the other day. Do you know that show Whose Lines It Anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you have host a new version of? And I know there is a new version of it, but just saying, if that did not exist, who would you have hosted? Because to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Drew Carey. I'm not really.
He was just there, really. He was just like that metamorphosis blob.
But the host they have there, all she does is just. She just
I haven't
drinks
seen the
her
new one.
tea.
I haven't even seen.
I've only seen a clip of it, so I've not actually watched it. The British one's actually still really good, and that's not just because they're British. I've always thought that was weird how it seemed like people who just thought things from Britain were just funny because it's British, like dogs.
Well, to speak, God damn it, why am I stuttering?
Oh.
To speak of a British show, one that I recently watched on Hulu, which you can only watch on Hulu, was Mongrels. And that was the, you haven't even seen it, so I guess it's just going to be all me.
It was Netflix exclusive?
No, it was on, BBC.
Okay, it's on BBC, alright.
Yeah, and it was the really only thing really worth watching on BBC, to be honest. And apparently...
What about Doctor Who?
I'm not a fan.
Okay.
For other people, there's other stuff to watch, but as for me, no.
Yeah, I never watched Doctor Who. I've been watching a few. I've been trying to watch the old show. I'm trying to work my way up. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, apparently got pulled because it was expensive. Which I would think a puppet show, well, it's come to think of, because the puppets themselves were...
What were we talking? Sesame Street puppets or Jim Henson puppets? Well, okay, not the same thing.
I haven't really seen Jim Henson puppets, so I wouldn't know.
What? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Muppets.
I think I would probably
compare... Well, they're two different kind of puppets, but you know what I mean.
I think I'd go lean a little closer to probably the Muppets.
Well, another, I don't know, I think puppets, I also think of like Labyrinth. It's just, are we talking like high functioning puppets? Are we talking like Kermit's Frog?
Probably high functioning.
Okay. So like something out of like, I'm not saying something like Star Wars, but something similar. Like, you have these big puppets. These big, like, animatronic puppets.
Not animatronic, they're all man-powered.
Okay. We're talking like, hand up his butt?
Yeah, hand up his butt.
so, yeah, you're right. Jim Henson's Muppets kind of thing.
Yeah, because I know one of them takes like 3 people to fucking
control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get all jello out on that shit. Have 2 midgets in the tail. Which is actually how they did it. They had like one guy in the body, they had a midget in the tail.
God, it must have been hot.
It must have been. I think maybe maybe the guy who was doing it, he might have been an Ewok too. I wouldn't be surprised, I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, it was... I can understand to why it wasn't very popular, because the first 2 episodes were... Well, to me, they weren't offensive, but I can see where they're pretty offensive at.
Yeah, it would kind of chase some people away.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the...
Yeah, right now I'm thinking of that. There's a clip on YouTube of the gorillas, and it's this 2D Murdoch, but they're puppets.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking of right now.
But the thing, the first episode was a dud, which, I mean, a lot of first episodes tend to be duds.
Yeah. Not a whole lot shows like grab you in the first episode of Walking Dead, definitely did, but it's.
They had an hour special.
Yeah.
You
know. But wait, an hour special? Every episode's an hour.
Oh wait, I thought the first episode was longer than the others.
It was an hour and a half.
Okay, it was an hour and a half. So I remember it was the little special because it was a lot longer.
Yeah. One hell of a introduction. Anyway, continue.
But the second episode, I'm trying to remember what the second one was. I think it was the second or third one. The second one had, oh god, I would have to show you the skit. It's kind of actually hard to explain because it's honestly.
And what show is this?
Mongrels.
Mongrels. Okay. Yeah. And you said it's on Netflix?
No, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Just cancel my Hulu thing, but
you can pretty much go on the Hulu. You get a fuck ton of ads though.
Okay.
But
I'll try that.
But yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Okay, kind of like I'm just saying this because it was another puppet show. But what was that one show where puppets were like they did like prank calls and shit?
Oh,
it was on Comedy Central.
Yeah. That's a dud. I know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, that's just.
It was called Prank Call, like literally. I think that's what it was really called. It was Prank Call.
Speaking of which, this was on a completely different network. This was on Spike. You remember MXC?
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun show. That was like the only legit fun thing on Spike. But keep in mind, this is back when Spike knew what it was. It was the network for men. So you had like that man bar show where like the credit the end of the episode they show the credits and it's always like girls jumping on a trampoline. At least back then Spike knew what it was. Not like now.
Well, did MXC get canceled or did it just?
No, I don't think it got canceled.
I think it just ended.
I honestly don't know. I didn't watch a whole lot of it. But
God, it is a fun show. You can watch that on Hulu.
Yeah.
You can find MXC on Hulu.
Was it literally just a Japanese game show that they translate?
Someone, I forgot who's the host's name, but it was someone's name, Castle.
Yeah.
And they just dubbed over it.
Yeah, it's like this.
But this was hilarious dubbing. It was dubbing done right.
It was just. It kind of reminds me of something they would have done like with
Kung Pao.
Kung Pao.
You ever see Kung Pao? No.
No.
Oh, well, it was just making fun of like old dubs of how they used to be really off.
Ah, okay. It kind of reminded me of something like from Samurai Pizza Cats or something like that, where keep in mind it was already a comedy, but they went further with the comedy and like horribly changed what was being said completely. Just getting rid of just complete segments of dialogue and replacing it with something completely different. By the way, that show was another fun one, but you could say that it was a precursor to 4Kids. But anyway, I don't know who dubbed that. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But anyway.
Well, yeah.
MXC was fun.
Yeah, it made Wipeout its bitch. It was definitely the way better.
Wipeout. I have never seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's okay the first few episodes, then it gets redundant.
What's that one where people have to go through an obstacle course, like MXC, but it's like done like serious? It's like on on G4.
I know what you're talking about. That was actually really. It was right next to Ninja Warriors. It was right. I know what you're talking about. Fuck.
American Ninja?
No, it wasn't American Ninja. That was a spin-off of Ninja Warrior.
Okay, by the way, when I saw this, I was not, like, happy about it. Because I was like, what the fuck happened to G4? Because I went, like, 4 years without seeing G4. Because when I first saw it, it was awesome. You know, video game news and all this stuff. When nobody was doing that back then. Now, you know, they also... This is not video game related, but they also showed anime. I remember that. But okay, to be fair, it was some shitty stuff. I mean, they showed like I'm trying to remember what it was. They showed Indie Geist, which is a piece of shit. Indie Geist, which I can't believe there's so many like re-releases of it. It's like Evangelion. It just will not die.
You mean like Pokemon?
Oh well.
Pokemon will
not
never die. Oh.
The thing though is it just will not die, and so much money is put into this piece of shit. But you wanna know? Here's the thing. Glad it's still around. It's a piece of shit, but it's a fun piece of shit.
Why can't I have the money to budget a show?
It's
like if you have all that money to throw away, could you?
MD Guys is like the perfect bad anime. It's just hysterical all the way through.
Is it like one of those things that's so bad it's good, or just it's so bad it's hilarious to laugh at?
Yeah.
So it's something you're laughing at, not with.
Yeah, it's like The Room. Like, it just fails so spectacularly. It's just hilarious. But anyway, I can't really think of many other shows that I personally was pissed over that got canceled.
Oh, I just get pissed when things get canceled, especially when I'm sitting there and enjoying them and they only have about like 14 episodes.
Yeah,
or if it's on a cliffhanger.
But if you notice this, when the quality stuff doesn't seem to last very long. Rare cases it does, but a lot of quality shows get canceled when dog shit just keeps going. Like I don't know, name any given shitty show, like How I Met Your Mother or something like that.
Family Guy?
Actually did end, but
It ended?
What?
Family Guy?
No. How I Met Your Mother.
Oh.
It wasn't canceled, it just ended. The Simpsons needs to end. I know I'm not covering any fresh ground there. I know everybody said this, but it's true. It needs to freaking end.
I thought that we'd gotten to the point where I've heard people say they've just gone full circle, apparently like 3 times.
Yeah, basically. It's. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's shit or anything like that.
It's just too many episodes and.
Yeah, just stop. It's like when NC said, "Would this show just stop so we can talk about how great it is?" At least Futurama ended before it got. Well, okay, they kind of get stale, but it still had some good episodes there and there.
Yeah.
At least it ended before it became The Simpsons. I would even be surprised if there's people who work for the show who want to end it.
Probably, but I'm pretty sure it's the network that's like, you gotta keep going.
Keep going. It's doing great for ratings. It really isn't. Think about this. Simpsons is surviving because it does ratings. You want to know what did better ratings than Simpsons? Firefly. So, fuck you, Fox.
It's a biased consumption.
To what?
It's a biased consumption. Pretty much. They just say, hey, if it floats with me, it's good. If it doesn't,
well,
it
the thing is, Simpsons is a dynasty for Fox. It's been a television juggernaut since season 1. Okay, maybe not season 1. Season 2 was much better, but season 1 was awkward.
I guess it was just fine-tuning its humor.
Yeah, I mean, not as awkward as its original incarnation was, but it's still pretty awkward. Oh God, this is a funny little story. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Yesterday at the shop, and as the game was just going worse and worse for me, I noticed that I was turning more and more into Krusty the Clown. As I kept making noises like, just...
Oh, I was thinking of Tina when you did that. You've seen Bob's Burger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when you're doing that, I thought you were kind of like Tina.
No, it's just that...
Okay.
I can't really do it. I was doing it perfectly yesterday, but I can't really do it right now. Been working on a killer imperfect cell voice from Dragon Ball Z. I don't have it perfected yet, so I'm not going to do it on the show, but anyway. Eventually I will. But anyway. What else could we cover? How far have we been going?
50.
About 50? Shit. I don't know. What about shows that didn't even get a chance?
You mean when we died on pilot?
On pilot, yeah.
I don't know really any good failed pilots.
Well, I'm not even saying good. I'm just saying the pilots that failed.
Quite a bit.
Well, yeah, the pilots come out yearly. I think seasonally, and just some of them you just never see.
What I don't understand is you would think most of them would be like, hey, fuck this, I'm just going to go on the internet.
Well, now you basically can do that.
Yeah, like I'm just like, okay, so you get denied by a network, okay, but that doesn't mean your show's dead, just go to the internet.
That's the great thing about like you do right now. You can still produce a show and make money off of it still.
Now, I haven't seen any good series from YouTube, and it's series that have been promoted from YouTube have been horrible.
This is not really promoted, but I actually started to watch a lot of stuff from Cartoon Hangover, and it's not like Super Fuckers isn't really that good, but there's some generally good things in there.
The only thing that I was actually able to enjoy from Cartoon Hangover was
Now, isn't that a channel done by some people from Adventure Time?
Yes. It's
Okay.
some of the animators from Adventure Time.
That
So
would
I've heard.
explain a lot.
Yeah, so I've heard. That's why you see, the style.
I don't know, some of the cartoons on Cartoon Hangover I do enjoy and I think are actually some quality.
I mean, there's Bravest Warriors, but that's okay at best.
Mm-hmm.
It's like nothing like, oh, this is amazing and unique and amazing. It's like, it's okay.
But I think some pilots are just interesting to talk about, and that's one of the things I'm going to try to look at when I do reviews. Would be pilots. They're not all going to be failed pilots, but it would be kind of fun to look at like the Whoop-Ass Girls and stuff like that. Look at whatever the name of the pilot for Megas XLR was, and there's some infamous ones like Battletoads. Have you ever heard of Battletoads, the game? The game on Super Nintendo?
It's infamous because of 4chan.
4chan.
They'd troll GameStop, apparently. They'd call and say if they would have a copy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, basically, all they did was harass employees at GameStop. That's all that's really it's not even really a joke. They just harassed them, and that's the only reason the game got even known because of that. 4chan.
4chan?
Yeah.
The Battletoads, I just remember it being one hell of a hard game.
It honestly would have died. No one would have remembered it if no one brought it back up. It was one of those things that should.
Well, here's the thing: a lot of people bring it back up because there's some retro gaming, has been the thing for a few years now. But it's one of those games a lot of people talk a lot about, and they go back to it and they're like, "Hey, remember Battletoads? Wasn't that a hard piece of shit?"
It was more like a piece of shit, but yeah.
It wasn't a piece of shit, but it was just a hard, just nipple twisting, just turd of a game. It was hard as shit. Oh gosh, that game caused so many controllers to get thrown against the wall. Not even my controllers, but I've seen people throw controllers against the wall because of that game. Like Ninja Gaiden. That's one thing I never figured out. Is it Gaiden or Gaiden?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's just one thing I've never figured out. I remember they even brought that up in that movie, The Wizard. You ever heard of it?
Nope.
It was basically a 2-hour Nintendo commercial that also was used as a vehicle to promote the latest Mario game.
Why does it feel like a lot of video game stuff? They're always commercials.
Because sometimes they are.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of annoying. The only thing that's like associated with game that didn't feel like a commercial was Wreck-It Ralph, and even then,
Wreck-It Ralph is just kind of a celebration of gaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of them seem like commercials. What's worse is the game's based on the Prince of Persia game. There's a Prince of Persia game based on the Prince of Persia movie. All it is just Prince of Persia, just with the plot of the movie, which actually is not that bad. As in terms of video game movies.
Oh, okay. I was just like, in general?
Not in general.
Okay.
But anyway, just, I don't know, one way or another, for some reason or another, some shows get picked up, some shows don't. Have you ever seen the pilot for Venture Brothers? On Netflix, they have it as the first episode.
Well, I just got hit by another show that got canceled that I enjoyed.
Yeah?
Father of the Bride. It was by the guy who did Lion King, and I think Pixar animated it. But it got canceled because it was fucking expensive. It cost like $1.3 million an episode.
Yeah, there was a lot of I remember this in the early 2000s. There was a lot of canceled shows because animation cost a lot. And this was on the second animation boom. This was due to shows like Family Guy, Futurama, stuff like that. So everybody was trying to make their version on.
Well, this show was
network.
like CG, and that's when it was apparently like really fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's extremely expensive.
Yeah, because
when did it come out?
I think 2001 or 2003.
Oh yeah, then it was definitely expensive.
Yeah, because I looked into it, I was like, why did it get canceled?
It still would be expensive, but
I don't know. How many CG movies have been pooped out lately that are bad?
I'm talking about TV shows.
Oh, okay.
We're talking TV budgets.
Yeah, and I mean, this was like clean cut and smooth and looked really good for a CG.
Most of the time when I think CG and television, I think of things like, I think of just either just CG effects, or I think of, the full CG shows like Transformers Prime, which actually doesn't look that bad, but you can tell that it has a budget.
Yeah. I would say you could actually watch the shows on Netflix.
Okay. Oh, just speaking of CG shows, and this is always the immediate thing I think of. Remember the days of Reboot and Beast Wars? And Butt Ugly Martians and stuff?
You mean when it looked worse than Play-Doh? Like
yeah,
a little kid?
It looked like
a little kid just like picked up a ball and like...
Keep in mind, we're not talking about the quality of the shows. Beast Wars was great. But...
I'm just thinking of Clodoki or something? Whatever it was. The one that was on Fuli or whatever. Fuck, the thing that took over Toonami.
Magoozy?
Yeah, it was on Magoozy. It was Code Loco or something.
Yeah, Code Loco. They only used CGI for certain segments.
Yeah.
For the most part, it was just it just had a generic, vaguely anime look.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very generic show, but...
Actually, not really. It was actually really good. It's just, well, you think of some aspects of the show, with one character you kind of look at as kind of a psycho. Falls in love with a digital program. But isn't there
enough people do that to where it's a norm now, so I don't even think people look at him as psycho.
Didn't they make a movie? Not a Code movie, but a movie about some guy falling in love with like a program.
Her.
Her?
Yeah.
I actually heard it was really good though.
It is good.
Okay.
I mean, besides to go off and do its own thing.
Well, anyway, Code Loco, I never could pronounce the name of it.
It had a weird name.
It was decent. It's just the art style was, the animation was shit. Very stilted. And look, when I talk about anime, I try to forgive it because it's anime, and just anime is animated differently.
Hey, it's fucking hard.
Animation's hard. I fully get that. But I'm talking about like from a production, from television or...
Oh, okay, wait, let me correct that. Animation is hard when you can't draw.
Okay.
It's easy when you can draw. Because you can learn the frame rates, you can learn, all the other shit, no problem. It's when you can't draw, it's a bitch.
Okay. Well, it was a decent show. Magoozy, I vaguely remember. I just remember
That's
it
the
was
only
CG.
show. It was actually something that actually worked CG and 2D just fine.
Okay.
Code Logo?
No, I'm talking about Magoozy.
No, I'm not talking about Magoozy. No, fuck Magoozy. I didn't care much about that.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. I vaguely remember it. Just some girl underwater. That's about all I remember.
With monsters.
Didn't they show like Didn't they show like Shaolin Showdown on there? They did. For a short time when they brought it to Cartoon Network.
It was on there? I just thought it was just on Cartoon Network.
No, they put it on. Wait, it was on both. It was on regular Cartoon Network, and then later they put it on Magoozy when Toonami went.
I thought Magoozy had like weird, poopy stuff.
Weird, poopy stuff.
It had Totally Spies.
Well, that is terrible, but
that's the one I can remember from it. That and Code Logo.
TMNT. The awesome badass Ninja Turtles, which came from Kids WB. No, Foxbox. It came from Foxbox, the thing that replaced Fox Kids.
God damn, shows jump everywhere. Holy fuck.
Yeah, considering some shows get let go, other networks pick it up and stuff like that. I think that show got picked up by Warner Bros. And that's how Cartoon Network got a hold of it. Now I think it went back. I can't remember who originally owns the rights to it, but right now it's Universal because the new version of it is on Cartoon Network, or not Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. The TMNT one was mostly owned by Fox, and it got shifted around to like the CW and all that to their 4Kids block. Then somewhere down the line, Warner Bros. Got a hold of it, and that's how Cartoon Network got a hold of it. And then somewhere down the line, Universal got a hold of it.
Passed around like a hooker.
Basically. Similar thing happens like Power Rangers. Fox, Disney, Nickelodeon. Well, actually, Fox, Disney, Universal. I'm trying to think of some other shows. Dragon Ball Z got that treatment. Going from Cartoon Network, going from Cartoon Network to 4Kids to Nickelodeon to back to Cartoon Network, where they're showing Kai. Some shows just get spread around.
I have the D's.
Come to think of it, I do find it funny that Nickelodeon has the right to, Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, but they let go of Adventure Time. They got the pilot, they didn't like it, so it got passed over to the Cartoon Network.
Nickelodeon's been making mistakes.
Yeah, they've made some. That Ninja Turtle show is actually really good. Damn good, actually. My favorite version is always going to be the 2003 version. The 80s version is always. I'm always going to have a soft spot for the 80s version because that's one I grew up with. And I'm sure there's some place for Ninja Turtles Next Mutation. Sure, someplace. You remember that shit?
No.
First episode, you didn't watch it because you were messing with the computer. Don and Aaron, Rob and Aaron saw it. It was the one with the terrible theme song where it was in live action. Yeah. They also had a girl turtle. You don't remember me talking about this?
I don't remember a lot.
Yeah, because, well, to be fair, that was our first episode. That was, July, August. But anyway, I'm about tapped out on this. How long have been going?
113.
113. I guess we should have combined both topics. But, oh well, this would be just kind of a short episode. Besides, what time is it?
5.
5? Okay, I think we're going to kind of call an end to today's episode. The problem with this episode was nothing of importance really happened. So there wasn't a whole lot to cover.
But what is important stuff happened to me? You didn't ask anything important for me. There could have been things in my life that were important. No one asked. No one ever cares.
But anyway, and I don't know. Whenever news comes out, we're paying attention to things like YouTube and Reddit for stuff to come out. Usually that's the best place to go for the stuff we cover. Video games, cartoons, and shit. You got any last words? Turd pickle. That's
No.
my last word.
No, that was not my last word. No, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No,
Good.
wait, he's gone. Wait. Hold on.
It's hilarious to watch you think.
Yeah, I know. This is why we need a camera. Oh, yeah, there was a guy who was making a Star Fox cartoon that I
Really?
saw. Yeah, I saw it on Tumblr, and it was just like, oh.
Is this something real, or is this a rumor?
I don't know, it's like a guy doing it.
Oh, a fan.
I watched a guy, he's streaming his work while he's doing it.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
I was like, oh, this looks cool. It looks awesome. I hope it's actually good.
Was this, when did you hear about this?
I didn't hear about it. I actually watched the guy even make it.
Oh.
He's not very far in.
Oh.
He hasn't even gotten one frame done yet.
Oh, shit.
See, this is why I don't like traditional animation. I mean, yeah, it looks... Okay, no. The characters, they look proportionally correct, like the movement and stuff will look great. The characters themselves will look like a typical, one solid color with light shading, not very detailed shading. But he hasn't even gotten done with one frame.
See, just with what you just said, personally, I understand the hard work that goes into animation and all that, but give me traditional animation over anything else anytime. To me, there's just something more to something that is hand-drawn and animated.
Yeah. When you see traditional, you can see the love and effort put into it.
Yeah, you can, and I'm not saying that if you use CG, you're not putting as much effort into it. I'm just saying that I think there's just things you can do with a hand-drawn stuff that you can't do with a computer.
I think the most hand-drawn I'd ever do is roller scoping.
Well, it just depends on your talents. You're not really much of a drawer, so.
Are you saying I'm not talented?
No,
you're implying I'm not talented.
At drawing.
Yeah, I'm not really talented at it. I got it.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's really cool. That sometimes you think the fans of things can do what they like. Let me try to rephrase that. Do you think the fans of certain things can make a better product than people in Hollywood?
Okay, the most fan thing I saw, I'm
just saying, do you think the fans would get it right, can get things right, where?
Well, if it's the right fan, it's got to be a fan that understands fans.
Yeah, that understands what makes it work, what makes it good.
Because there's a guy I've been watching on YouTube, Mysterious Mr. Inter. I'll link you a video before, but he's reviewed fan-made stuff.
Okay.
And he reviewed apparently people who are doing My Little Pony things, and apparently there was only one decent one, and he reviewed 4. There was 3 of them that were 2 were overhyped. One was supposedly a movie that had a crossover with MLP and Powerpuff Girls.
What was the overhyped one?
That was the one I just told you about. I don't know the name. I think it was like Sonic Boom or something. And he was reviewing it and saying how much the characters were really out of character, which is bizarre. You would think fans would keep the characters in characters.
Yeah.
And then they got to the Powerpuff Girls scene crossover, and they were really acting out of character. That the skits he was showing, it was bothering me. I was just like,
oh, okay, one of those things?
Yeah, where the fans don't understand this fan. I wouldn't say a fan, but I mean, I like Powerpuff Girls and I understand how the characters would act, but God, when you see characters out of characters, it's just like,
especially if you're a fan of both, which you're more of a fan of one over the other, but
yeah, it's just
But anyway, I've seen some really good fan stuff, even if it's stuff I'm not that big of a fan. There was a My Little Pony movie that I watched. I say movie, it's more of a short film that I watched, and it was actually really good. I think it was called My Little Rainbow Dash or something like that. It's basically the plot was basically a pony from the show, like a baby version, just appeared in the real world, and it's basically just watching this guy who was a fan of the show take care of this pony and actually take care of it like it was his daughter. And it was actually really good. It got me to feel something at the end. And I'll be just straight on honest about this. I am a very jaded person, and anything that can get me to go like,
It comes as a result of it sounds stupid, but it depends on the execution.
Yeah, and this is real. It sounds stupid, believe me, it does sound stupid.
It sounds really stupid, but it depends on the execution.
It actually makes you care about what's happening, and I gotta give the creator of it a lot of credit. Also, the way they used they actually used animation from like the show and spliced it with just shots of like bedroom, a field, and out like door. It was filmed inside a house for the most part, and they used the animation. They laid the animation over the. I
can understand. Fuck backgrounds. Fuck fucking backgrounds in their fucking asshole.
Why? Because you have
so much time consuming for a fucking background that lasts for about 2 seconds.
Okay, jeez, I didn't think I was opening up that box. But my point is though that they did a great job, and it felt very faithful to it. From what little I've seen of the show, it felt faithful, and it was actually really good. I'll give them credit. My favorite one is this Casey Jones movie somebody made. It's, again, a short film. Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles. He wears the hockey mask and he beats up thugs with hockey sticks and baseball bats.
So it really just goes to show that when you have the right fans getting a hold of the right thing, you get some really.
You really need to check it out. The Casey Jones movie. It's really good. When you see Michelangelo, keep in mind it's a fan movie.
It's got a budget. I mean, yeah.
It was really bad.
Well, what can you do?
But you gotta give them credit. At least they had Krang make an appearance in it. Fucking Krang, and he actually looks good. Like,
want to see where the budget went?
Oh my god, it took a fan movie to put Krang in live action. Because you think about it, how many movies? 5 Ninja Turtle movies, and we've never seen Krang in live action. We've never seen Krang in a movie. 5 movies.
I think someone would pick up Dragon Ball and actually give it a favor, since this movie's been horrible.
Dragon Ball and fan movies, kind of a tainted word.
Ooh.
Just for me, I've seen so many bad fan-made movies of Dragon Ball, and it's just, you should watch the old Dragon Ball movie, not Evolution, not that piece of shit. This is still a piece of shit, but it's just like, it's kind of funny to watch. Because, it's especially if you got a taste for like, taste for like Wu-Tang movies or something like that. The old Kung Fu fire shit. It's actually pretty funny to watch. And to be fair, it's more accurate than Dragon Ball Evolution. At least the characters are still called. Wait, I'm thinking of something else. But at least you can tell who's who. And at least they kept, at least it was more accurate.
You know what I don't understand with, like, the fan stuff I see? I always see for some reason fans have to do crossovers.
Well, because people love crossovers.
Like, if it's light, I'm like, okay.
Well, I have no problem with crossovers if it's done well.
Yeah.
But there's so many crossovers people wanted to see so badly that they never got to see.
Yeah, but then you see it when it's in the fan-made version, it's just like, okay,
you want the creators to do it. You don't want fans to do it. You want to see the actual creators do it. So, to be fair, some of the best crossovers thankfully have happened. I'm trying to think of
crossovers.
I'm thinking of Futurama and Simpsons right now.
The only crossovers I can think of that's good is Roger Rabbit.
Really? There's been tons of crossovers. It just depends on your interest.
Well, like, what are the ones?
Marvel and DC. They created the amalgam universe for it.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
In the early 90s, there was a thing they were doing where they were having Marvel and DC crossover, and they also had these, like, fusion comics where they would, where the universes became one, and you had, like, like Nightclaw, where it was like Wolverine mixed with Batman, and I don't know, Super Captain or whatever the cross between Superman and Captain America was. There was
Super America.
There were some stupid ones like combining Lubro. I can never pronounce this guy's name. Lubro, biker in space. He's badass. He's awesome.
Is he from DC Universe?
Yes.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He popped up a few times in the Superman cartoon. Lubbo, I think is his name. Anyway, they crossed him over with Howard the Duck, which apparently in the Guardians of the Galaxy they hint to a Howard the Duck movie. Yeah, Howard the fucking Duck.
They're doing fine. Don't do it. Don't fuck up. Marvel, you're doing just fine as is.
Look, I don't know. I'm okay with it as long as it's like, as long as, fuck it. No, there is no reason to make a Howard the Duck movie. No one needs to see Howard the Duck again.
All I can picture is like a Donald Duck on a bike. That's all that's coming up. I've never seen the character itself.
You never seen the movie?
No.
The old 80s movie? The Nostalgia Critic reviewed it. Check it out. It's a funny review. Actually, when we're done with this, I'll just show you it.
Okay.
But yeah, Howard the Duck, basically, he comes from a universe where everything's a duck. And I mean everything. There is one thing from the movie I just want to tell you about, but I want you to be surprised.
Okay.
But basically, it's just a duck with a cigar and just he's an alcoholic and he's kind of an asshole. I don't know much beyond that. I've never read a single Howard the Duck comic. So it's weirder than Spider-Ham. A Spider Pig.
Okay, I was like...
Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
I thought that was just a one joke thing.
From Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah.
And I did the little song, but no, it has nothing to do with Spider Pig from the Simpsons movie. At the end of Shattered Dimensions, like at the very end, after the credits, you just see a pig version of Spider-Man. Spider-Ham. Apparently it's a thing. Apparently it exists somewhere.
I mean, I guess that's when Marvel, when they were doing crossover of animals. Or was it DC?
I don't think either one did, really.
I thought there was. I thought there was Super Dog or...
Are you talking about Crypto the Super Dog?
Yeah. I thought that's when...
That's not just Superman turned into a dog. That's his actual dog.
Okay.
Came from the 60s. The Silver Age. Yeah, the Silver Age was a weird time. You had Super Horse, you had Super Monkey. Basically, a whole slew of animals was a slew of Kryptonian animals. I love the Silver Age. It was so stupid. This was the same period where you had vegetable men from Jupiter, and you had Bat Baby. Yeah, a device ran by magic. Oh no, was it? No. It was It was an actual laser, like a scientific device that turned Batman into a 6-year-old. Or maybe it was 2-year-old. It was a toddler.
Okay.
Batman. That was a thing. Also, there's one of the most infamous comics was, and it's just a typical silly Silver Age comic, but there is this Batman comic where everybody talks about it just because they say the word boner a lot. A lot.
Bonerific.
But the thing is, though, a boner meant like caper or something like that. I mean, it meant like It meant like crying or something.
Oh.
It was just a slang word for crying, basically. From what
I'm trying to pick up on that. Like, what if that actually did pick up? Oh, that person's committing a bone.
Yeah, I know. Joke, extra, read all about it. Joker's committing his biggest boner. We are children.
Well, I mean, it's just, when you put it in a phrase that sounds stupid like that, it's just...
Joker has a boner. Okay, that was forced.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just, Silver Age was awesome just for some stupid shit. This is back when Superman could shoot rainbows out of his fingers. This is literally when Superman they invented new superpowers for Superman, like, on a monthly basis.
I don't know, I just picture, like, Superman acting just gay. He's like, shoot you my rainbows.
Well, it's that one joke from Mad TV. I can't pronounce the word, but something about a gay duo.
Something like that.
But anyway, it's so funny. So funny to think of some of the stupid shit from the Silver Age. And there's people who hate the Silver Age. They think the Silver Age was childish, that it ruined the serious image of... I always think it's silly when people do that. It's like, really, how serious can you take a man dressed up like a bat? I love it when people shit on, like, the Adam West show or Batman Brave and the Bold. People shit on that because it's not the brooding, serious Batman. Because they're like, we want Dark Knight shit. And it's just like, how serious can you really take a man dressed up like a bat beating a bad guy?
The Batman animated series for the promotion for Pokemon, you had Batman sing the Jigglypuff song.
Oh my god, that was... Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was hilarious. I remember it too.
I forgot about that promo. Yeah, Robin was asking. It was just like,
come on, do it. No. Do it. No.
It sounds so creepy hearing a deep
Jigglypuff. And I totally forgot about that Pokemon. I totally forgot about the one thing. Didn't he write on people's faces whenever they fell asleep?
Yeah.
Anyway, I totally forgot about that. But anyway, the Silver Age was a hilarious era, filled with a lot of sci-fi sentiment and stuff like that. Silver Age kind of started in the 50s. It was kind of when superhero comics were being geared towards children more than anything else. It wasn't until a few events started to happen that it bridged over into the Bronze Age, which is the era that would have brought you like the Punisher, and then later on the Dark Knight Returns and stuff like that, Watchmen and all that. They came out during the Bronze Age.
I need to read that comic. I've been meaning to get a hold of Watchmen.
Yeah, I've never read it, so I all I know is the motion comics, and I don't think I haven't seen the movie either. The thing from anyway, but yeah, so many people hate the Silver Age just because it makes a mockery out of these characters or something like that, and it's like, this is superheroes. What are you talking?
The age of satire. Just learn to laugh at what you love.
Well, anyway, the Silver Age back in the 50s and 60s, it was a funny, it was a neat era. I mean, obviously, you're not going to find anything like great out of it. I'm sure you can, but for the most part, it was all silly, kiddish fun. And it's just, you have to have the right kind of mindset